Now let me introduce Ahmed Al Sabah, class of 2014 senior representative, who will have a few remarks and maybe a little payback.
Friends, family, faculty, I want to thank you all for coming to 2014 graduation. I'm very proud to be standing here as your senior class representative. In my short time here, I hope to reminisce over our 4 years of Cornell and look to the future. It is said that wisdom originates from experience. Let us look back at the wisdom we have acquired over the past years. We know that sleep is a luxury if it's not on Duffield chairs. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner can be received from the upstairs vending machine. Sink showers will allow you to stay in Cornell for another day. ANSYS simulations take a long time and need to be adjusted to give reasonable results. The word Batmobile still makes us shiver. We know to use the rotating doors in roads because they save 127 kilojoules of energy. And lastly, we know that anything that moves needs a big red stop button. Wisdom like this can only come from the love of mechanical engineering. And only a Mechie love can be used to produce race cars, off-road cars, autonomous submarines, autonomous airplanes, Mars rovers, satellites, and so much more. But we didn't do this all alone. We had help, support, and guidance during every step. Everyone in this room helped us. Thank you all. You are the reason we are graduating. Let us thank our parents for supporting us, paying for Cornell, and listening to our many engineering ideas. While my startup app did not make me millions, it did make me happy to explain to you the code that made it work. Thank you to faculty for putting up with all our questions that could have just been avoided if we just did the assigned reading. Thank you for making us engineers, even though sometimes we just didn't want to. Thank you to our advisors who guided us in our career and personal endeavors. In my personal experience, I have made the life of my advisor, Dr. Mark Campbell, a living hell. As you just heard, I would walk into his office with important news like, I'm quitting school to start a company, or the research project we just agreed on is no longer what I'm doing. So thank you, Dr. Mark Campbell, for putting up with me. And don't worry, I still have your email and cell phone number, so we'll stay in contact. A big thanks to Nanette. We all know that if it weren't for you, we would have been so lost and probably missed most of our requirements. So thank you, Nanette. Lastly, let's thank our wonderful 2014 class. This class has been with each other through everything. Our all-nighters in UPSIN, our tears during thermodynamics, our Mechie study parties at 111 Do It. Those parties definitely taught us a lot about fluid dynamics and how sometimes structures fail from fatigue. Wow, I'm remembering our time at Cornell, and it makes me so happy to see how far we've gotten. We all started as bright high school students, so excited to tackle the world, so full of hope and energy. Now look at us, we're exhausted. But brilliant graduates, which super excited to go for a near 9-hour workday. Only in Cornell engineering will life become better and work become easier once you graduate. But honestly, guys, just think about all we have learned and all we have accomplished and all the skills we have gathered. We have the skills and intuition to make anything possible. I've even used these skills to compute the probability of my relationship failing. It was pretty high once I factored in the time needed to be an engineer. Even with this low probability, we somehow all built amazing relationships with our peers. We struggled, we partied, we built some nice paper airplanes, and we competed together, all as one team. We also grouped up into smaller teams and built lifelong friends. I know I could not have made it to this day if it wasn't for all my friends reminding me when my exams were, waking me up for class, arguing with me without the homework, and helping me stay sane. We have now reminisced upon the challenges, the accomplishments, and the friendships. Now let us look into the future. Some of us have our lives planned. We are going to work or continue our education. Others have no idea what the next step will be. For those confused, I want to remind you that there's no fire, there's no rush. You're all just 22 years old. Soon you'll discover what you love to do, and you'll get to do what you love. For those who are about to take their first steps into the real world, you're going to work for some of the most advanced companies that exist. You're building rockets, designing cars, changing our genes, and for those working at Procter & Gamble, making our toilet paper. I cannot wait to see how all these companies improve and expand with your brilliant minds there. And I want to remind you that no matter how difficult things get or how hard challenges become, you are well prepared. I have faith that you can solve any problem, and if the problem is impossible, you can approximate it. Finally, for those, for those continuing their education, looking to be a part of the next fleet of incredible professors, go out there, learn and master your field, then go and birth the next generation of incredible minds. You will be the seeds that build the future of engineering. But please promise me you'll learn how to turn on a projector before you go. It makes me so happy to have been your classmate, your friend, your speaker. It is time for us to move on and chase our dreams. We have already conquered the hills of Cornell. Now, nothing can stop us. This is why the Urban Dictionary defines Cornellians as bosses. So go out there and be the bosses of the future. Thank you. I have a couple announcements. No, I have announcements. Okay. I also have a couple of announcements. We're going to recognize some people. So we all love candy, and there was a candy raffle in Annette's office, and we had 3 students that guessed 300 pieces in the candy when there was only 299. These people had an error of 0.3%, which is very impressive. So can we give a round of applause for Andrea Rani, Camelia Hassani, and Peter Ngato? Next, we just saw an amazing slideshow and an incredible movie that was made by students this year. So can I have these students please stand up? Nicholas Robert, Stephanie Locks, Megan Gould, Ahmed Al Sabah, Eileen Kim, and Bethany. Bethany, thank you. You're all getting... You all are receiving this wonderful little award. Come find me and I'll give it to you. And it's a little nice thank you gift from Nanette. So thank you all for all your hard work. Thank you.
Are you done? Wait, one more. And Med's going to take over.